Hello and welcome to the 5 Minute Glute Workout. I'm Katie Hunt, your ACSM personal trainer for this workout. You're gonna need to grab a chair and a set of dumbbells to get this thing going. We'll begin with 30 seconds of step ups, starting with the left leg. So begin by planting your left foot firmly on your step or on your chair. Try to keep your hips level as you step up. The left foot is going on the bench first and off the bench first. One more key to the step up is to really try to push off with your left foot. Drive that heel into the step to step up and try to reduce pushing off with the right leg. All right, we're just about at that point where we want to switch legs. Let's take a little pause in between and move over to the right leg. All right, deep breath and right leg, here we come. If you are really confident at these and these feel great, you do also have the option of adding dumbbells. Just don't trip like I almost just did there. Thought I'd leave that in for you. You got to see the reality of an exercise, right? Okay, so I'm working on my right side, driving my right heel into the ground, trying to keep my hips level as I rise up. And again, minimizing any sort of push off with my left foot off the ground. All right, we did it. Let's move our chair so that it's secure. And we're gonna rest just beneath our shoulder blades on the edge of the chair for our hip thrusts. Your feet can be set medium or wide, and if it's more comfortable, you can turn your toes slightly out. Then, as your hips rise up, you wanna really push through your heels and keep the heels digging into the floor rather than coming up onto your toes. Notice how the upper half of my body is moving together as one unit, so you're not seeing my low back arch. I'm also keeping my chin tightly or slightly tucked here, not tightly tucked. That just protects my neck as I move through this range of motion. And every time your hips are up, so right there, pause for a second and feel that glute activation in your backside. Work to reach full hip extension on every rep, and when you're at the top, we want your shins to be just about vertical with your knees tracking over your toes. All right, let's move on. Come up to your feet, grab your dumbbells. We're gonna do 30 seconds on each leg of our single leg deadlift. Let's begin with our right leg firmly rooted into the ground. Keep that right leg almost straight, and then dumbbells are facing your body. Think about hinging from your hips as you lean forward. Your left heel is rising off the ground, toe stays pointed towards the ground. We're working to keep our hips level, core braced, neck long, and the body moving as one unit. So I always like to imagine a ruler running from my left heel to the base of my spine to the back of my head. That helps keep me in line. This is also a balance challenge for sure, so take your time with it. All right, let's switch legs. Reset, maybe roll your shoulders back. Okay, left foot's firmly rooted into the ground. Body's moving as one unit. Belly button drawn in, ribs pulled down and together. Hinging from the hips. Letting that right heel rise towards the ceiling, toes pointed down. Maybe you inhale down, exhale up. Maybe you find a focal point on the ground to focus on. We're almost through these. Notice how at the end my toe started to turn out to the side a little bit. I want that toe pointed down. Okay, next thing, let's come to a tabletop position for our 30 seconds on each leg dumbbell donkey kicks. And then rest that dumbbell behind your knee. So you're gonna kind of tuck it in that groove. Let's squeeze through the glutes on the left side to draw that dumbbell up towards the ceiling, and then lower the knee back down underneath the hips. For your upper body position, you want your hands maybe slightly wider than your shoulders or shoulder width. Do what feels the best. And then super important on this one to keep that belly button drawn in. Keep your core braced, neck neutral. And keep your mind on those glutes. Think about this action starting with the glutes every single time. All right, 30 seconds are up. Let's switch the dumbbell over to the opposite leg, to our right leg. Get it in place. Kind of squeeze that leg to hold it in place. It might take a second. All right, and let's begin by moving that right leg this time. Raising the dumbbell towards the ceiling, contracting the glutes to move the leg. Then bringing that knee right back underneath the hips. You're doing awesome. How's it feel? Do you need a heavier dumbbell? Make sure you give yourself those reality checks. Finish the rep that you're on, and we will move on to our last exercise. Come on down to your side for 30 seconds on each leg of a dumbbell clamshell. You do not have to use the dumbbell for this exercise, but I'm going to add it for a little extra resistance. Okay, so set up your clamshell. You're on your side, your hips are stacked, your legs are bent. We're going to keep the feet together, and I'm just resting the dumbbell on my top leg and then moving my knees apart and slowly lowering them back together. Work to make sure that your back doesn't rock back every time you lift your leg. We want to keep those hips stacked and still. All right, time is up. Switch sides with me. Set it up again. Stack the hips, brace the core. Feet on top of each other, resting that dumbbell on your top leg, relaxing the head and neck. All right, and here we go. Lifting that top leg up, controlling the lowering phase. Try to start every single clamshell from your glutes. This will really make a difference. It might even help to ditch the dumbbell and just keep your hand on your backside so that you're reminding yourself with that tactile touch to use your glutes to start this movement. Excellent. Let's fill this 30 seconds with one more rep. Thank you so much for doing this workout with me. I'm so proud of you. I will see you next time.